It is a game week for the Carolina Panthers, and you will not believe the decision they just made. Let's talk about it. What's going on, folks? Carolina Dad, your host of the Growls One Roar podcast. If you are here, please hit that subscribe button. It is much appreciated. Now, let's dive right in. Let's talk about what the Carolina Panthers did yesterday, releasing K'Lavon Chaisson during a game week. Folks, Carolina Panthers' depth at edge and outside linebacker is not there. We already knew that with DJ Wonnum out, Amari Barno out. The Panthers make a decision to release K'Lavon. Now, I get it. He hasn't looked great. We are in a game week, and we're going to go out here in just a second and take a look at the depth chart. But when you look at this and you listen to what Dave Canales has said earlier this week when asked who is going to be playing on the opposite side of Jadeveon Clowney, and he said we're still getting there. He didn't really give a definitive answer, which we'll have the depth chart that we'll talk about in a second. But it's a head scratcher. It is a big time head scratcher because even if K'Lavon wasn't great, it would have been nice to have a little bit of depth and a little bit of experience. But I guess the Panthers said, you know what? It's time for us to just go ahead and move on from him. Now, I will throw in one caveat with this, which is the Panthers, and I made this in another video, are about negative $8.7 million over the cap. So they're technically over the cap by 8.7. This move freed up $2 million. So I know they're trying to get back down, hopefully to break even right now. A lot of things happened when they went out on the waiver wire and acquired folks. The money that they are spending is stacking up. So I get that portion of it. It's the weirdest thing, though, during a game week at a key position that's really a need for the team. Now, talking about the updated or published unofficial depth chart, I don't think there's any surprises when we take a look at this. Now, one thing I'll say is Ian Thomas is still missing practice. It's hard for me to imagine that he's going to be out there. Now, we're going to get the first official depth chart today, so we'll see if he's on there. With the Panthers in the state that they are, it's hard for me to imagine that he makes it out there this week against the Saints. But they actually, when they posted this, they went with 12 personnel. So for those who don't know, that's one back and two tight ends as your base offense, so to speak. But Deontay Johnson, I guess we'll go through Ike Ekwonu, Damian Lewis, Austin Corbett, Robert Hunt, Taylor Moton, Tommy Tremble, and Ian Thomas still listed. My guess is they technically have Jordan Matthews as the backup to Ian Thomas, but I would think Jatavian Sanders maybe gets the nod. We'll see, but you'll have the three, those folks. But again, Ian's getting the nod now. Adam Thielen, Bryce Young, and Chuba Hubbard. So I don't think there's any question there. They actually have Xavier Legette backing up Deontay Johnson, and then Jonathan Mingo backing up Adam Thielen, again, because it's just a two wide receiver set. But I think we'll probably see a variation of that. And we know that Mingo, when we have a three wide receiver set, is the opposite side of Deontay Johnson. Miles Sanders is RB2 and Raheem Blackshear. Now, Brady Christensen also listed as your backup center. And then Andrew Rame on down the line is the third. And then David Moore, same thing at the wide receiver position. When we get into this, we know that they're probably going to carry 7 or 8 offensive linemen. So there's a good chance that Jarrett Kingston, Andrew Rame, and then possibly Zavala do not get the nod, but we'll see when we get the active game day roster. Defense, no questions. Derek Brown, Shai Tuttle, A'Shawn Robinson, Jadeveon Clowney, Shaq Thompson, Josie Jewell. The question about who's starting opposite of Clowney, DJ Johnson, J.C. Horn, Mike Jackson, no surprise there, and then Xavier Woods and Jordan Fuller rounded out. Jamie Robinson listed as a backup safety right now. They also have listed in their base defense, so they don't have a nickel cornerback listed like they have earlier in camp. Your returners, kick return, Raheem Blackshear, punt return Raheem Blackshear. So he's number one there. And then David Moore is your backup for both of those. I kind of thought we might see Xavier Legette as a backup at some point, but doesn't look like it. So anyways, Panthers, and you know what? We should talk about this, the backup depth at the edge position, because that was part of the reason I was bringing this up. So you now have DJ Johnson, Iku Leota, Davian Clowney, and Jamie Sheriff. It's him right now. So Panthers made a decision in the offseason not to address this, not to pick anyone up via the draft. And now they're kind of stuck with what they have. And I think the hope is maybe going into the New Orleans Saints, a team that's a little bit weaker that on the offensive line, that they won't have to worry too much about that. But still long-term, over the course of the season, man, it's going to be a long one if DJ Johnson can't step up and or DJ Wonnum can't get back, or Amari Barno. So maybe they're just banking on that as the future for this team. So anyways, it's a wild one, folks. And hey, I will have the New Orleans Saints preview out probably Thursday or Friday. Give you a chance, maybe Friday morning, so see if I can get it recorded in the next day or two. But anyways, folks, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. It's Carolina Dad. Y'all have a good one.